IBF Middleweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks and weighing in at an even 157 pounds, he's from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Undefeated as a professional with 25 victories and 1 draw, 18 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated challenger, James Lights Out TONEY. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the white trunks with red letters, he weighs an even 160 pounds. His professional record, undefeated, 36-0, 24 KOs. Tonight, he defends his title for the 7th time here in his hometown of Davenport, Iowa. Ladies and gentlemen, the IBF Middleweight Champion of the World, Michael, second to none.
Before, you know just what I'm here for, and good luck to both of you. And so just to listen to me, we'll get along fine. Good luck. Good. Bob.
And the referee for the fight, Denny Nelson of St. Paul, Minnesota. He refereed the Nunn Curry fight in Paris. The two of them came very close, head to head. Nunn still smirking at Toney now. They had to be pushed off earlier. And here we go, round 1 for the championship, scheduled for 12. You see the obvious height advantage of Michael Nunn. He's a southpaw. Toney wears the Star of David on his trunks for his manager, Jackie Callum. Denny Nelson separates the fighters. Nunn did connect with the right hand in that exchange, and Toney missing wildly twice. Nunn's people kept calling Toney one-dimensional. What do they mean by that, Joe?
Well, they looked at some tapes and saw him doing the same thing over and over again, but he promises that he's going to change his style to accommodate Michael Nunn to beat him. That's not throw one punch at a time, but you see Nunn landed some good hard shots on the inside.
And Toney's come back and landed a couple of lefts.
That's right.
Oh, and a right hand from Toney.
You get Michael Nunn up against the ropes, he's going to lean back on you. Don't even bother going to his head. You got to look low for Michael Nunn when he gets on the ropes. Got to stay to his body, hit his arms, hips, anything.
Final minute of the first round. And Toney hasn't been overwhelmed by this home crowd appeal at all.
Good left hand to the liver there. He slips that head over on his left side and takes the body just like he did there.
An action-packed first round. A lot of punches thrown.
Nunn being real active in this first round.
Nunn getting a left in there, trying to hold him off with his right. And Toney just kind of smirking as Nunn just measures him with that right hand.
And Nunn.
With the left. Final seconds of the first round. Not a bad round.
Not a bad round. I give that first round to Nunn. Toney came out and landed a few good shots, but Nunn finished up the middle and later part of the round real strong. Landed some good left hands to the liver.
Laying in there. I mean, how much you laying there? you defensively. Don't lay in close. Use your jab. Use your jab. Move over, okay? See, the guy buddied you already, so I don't want you laying in there. Okay? Don't go for the...
They didn't give you that much body shot, but to the body and to the head. But keep the left hand up. Get a little busier. Be first. Be busy. Keep backing him up.
That's Bill Miller talking to him. It was Angelo Dundee over in the Nunn corner. Dundee urging Nunn to use the jab more in round 2.
He's worried about a headbutt on the inside, but on the other hand, Tony got hit with a few good right hooks, too, by keeping that left low. Something that he said he had to change for a southpaw, keep that left hand up more.
Round 2, it's scheduled for 12. He did land a left. I don't know if it was as good as the crowd thought it was. And Nunn is staying in close where Dundee didn't want him to be, to risk that headbutt. And Nunn connected with a combination. And a good left from Nunn. He pushes Tony off with the right.
He just seems so much physically stronger than Tony. He can push him off at will. He can trim him at will right now. Tony's got to really get a lot busier than he is right now. Nunn's out hustling him.
Staying in inside quarters now. Halfway through the second round. And Tony connected with a right to the body and one to the head. Nunn does seem to be more in control of things.
Yeah, a lot of these punches that Tony is throwing, I can guarantee you'll be landing on a lot of people. But Nunn has got that great radar, and he just slips even when you're just inches away from him.
He's just taunting Tony with that right hand, just laying it out on his head. Sneaks a left hand in there.
Look at Nunn. He's so good at turning you, making you lose sight of him. Really, he slips over to one side or the other, and so quickly.
And you saw Nunn land, and Tony just gave him a look, as if to say you don't have much.
Well, while he's giving him a look, he's getting eaten up on the inside right now by Nunn.
Well, so far, all the bluster, the pre-fight talk from Tony was just that. So far, the first 2 rounds, just a lot of talk. Left to the body from Nunn. Nunn working low, misses high with the left. Tony tries to come back. I don't see much on Tony's punches yet.
His punches straight a little bit low. You can hear the cup popping.
That's the end of the round. Denny Nelson has to step between them. I think the biggest roar of the night was for the post-bell activities.
Use your legs, use your speed. See, when you get behind them, like for them to get up, then nail them. I want speed. Give it to me. Open wide. Okay, spit it out. Okay, Michael? I want your speed. You want to show this guy your speed yet? Come on. In, outside to side. Go to your right. Okay? Comes up looking, nail him. Okay?
Davenport, baby. Davenport.
Here on the punch stat, Nunn throwing 154, landing 40%. He's being very accurate tonight, to 28% of Tony, who's being very inactive. Exactly the opposite of what he promised everyone he was going to do.
And Tony's spending the entire time on the stool,
which is smart.
Now he stands up, as you heard Angelo Dundee exhorting Nunn to show his speed.
Well, I can guarantee if he shows Tony any more speed, he's going to be out of this fight completely, because even at the speed he's using right now, he's losing Tony. Tony's a step behind him in every category, just like that.
There's a good right jab from Tony, from Nunn rather.
And this is what Tony's got to do. He's got to get busy on the inside here and let him go. He's going to go 3, 4, 5 punches.
Check out, Michael.
And the heads are close together again. And Tony caught Nunn with a left. And Nunn comes right back.
Good straight left hand that turned the head of Tony around. Oh, Tony almost catching Nunn with the counter right hand off his uppercut.
Angelo Dundee told me he thought that Nunn could really nail him with the uppercut, but Tony landing some there. Had a good right in that flurry.
This is what Tony's got to do. He's got to draw him into a slugging match on the inside and hopefully catch him with some. Nunn's got a great chin, though. He's been hit by the best in the business. So just because he gets hit with a good punch from Tony, he's not going to fall.
Dundee thought Nunn could catch Tony with the body shot and then double up with the uppercut and nail him. Midway through the third round now. Quick little left from Nunn. Cute punch and backs off. There's the left to the body and follows with the right. Tony looks at him. And Nunn coming on while the crowd exhorts him.
Nunn really throwing some good hard body shots in there.
The crowd chanting Michael in his home stadium. And Nunn landing 2-3 shots there. And a couple of jabs getting as well. Couple of lefts. Nunn on Tony. Nunn landing here in the third round.
Nunn looks very focused. He looks sharp tonight. Now, when you talk to Tony, he thought Nunn would be a little bit easy in this. I don't think he expected, and he just got wobbled a little bit by a left hand by Nunn.
Strong round for Nunn. Another left hand gets in there.
Close your hand, Mike.
Nunn's all over him again as the third round comes to a close. Strong third round for Michael Nunn.
Well, that's an understatement. He was all over James Toney, circling him left and right on him, throwing punches from all angles.
Enough punches. You hear me? Look here. Quit trying to knock this guy out with one punch and put some punches together. You don't have to go for a home run punch every punch, but get busier with them hands. We done spotted this guy.
Some good advice. Let's take a look at what happened here, Joe.
Well, here comes Tony. He came in with the right hand left hook, but here goes Michael Nunn. He came back with his own body shots. Here he is stepping around Tony, losing him. Tony's losing vision with his head down there. Barely missed him with that uppercut. He's just all over the place tonight.
Tony did sneak one right in there, but 3 consecutive lefts found the mark of Michael Nunn.
Right, 65 connect percentage for Nunn against 31%. They're throwing about the same amount of punches, but Nunn's just ending almost all of them.
Fourth round, you heard what Tony's corner told him. Stop going for the home run ball. Throw some combinations.
Well, they've been working for 3 months, from what I understand, on Tony putting on pressure, throwing combinations, getting inside on Nunn. Things don't always work out like you plan, though, especially against Michael Nunn.
Tony connects with a jab. Nunn shakes it off. Tony goes after the body. There's the jab from Nunn right back at him. And again. And Tony missing. But Nunn doesn't. awareness of Nunn evading the punches of Tony there on that sequence.
And it's not because Tony's punches aren't coming out quick, they are. Nunn's got great radar, but he's finally doing a little bit what Bill Miller asked him to, put 2 and 3 and 4 punches together. But here's where he should be working right now, Tony.
Jab of Nunn has been lethal here in the last couple of rounds. One after the other, sneaking through there. Tony does get a rare right to the body of Nunn.
Right, he threw a couple good body shots in there, and that's where he should be concentrating right now. Forget about hitting Nunn's head.
Tony doing some missing. The final minute of the 4th round.
And this is what Tony's got to be doing. He's got to be bobbing and weaving and getting inside on Nunn.
Nunn countered to the body. Does it again. A couple of shots to the head. Here he goes again. A left to the body.
And Tony smirking, sticking his tongue out like it doesn't bother him. But I guarantee you it does.
Tony landing lots of punches here in the latter stage of the 4th round, and Tony comes back with a couple. But Nunn doing most of the damage.
There goes Tony slipping by that jab, trying to hit the body, and that's what he's got to do more of. Don't be standing up tall with Michael Nunn.
That does it for the 4th round, and they glare at each other in the center of the ring.
And we're keeping it too close. We're keeping it too close. We got to start taking this fight over. Look here.
All right, our Las Vegas judge in residence, Cindy Barton. What do you have for us, Cindy?
I have Nunn ahead right now, 40-36. Nunn's obviously controlling the fight. Tony was throwing widely and missing in the 1st round, and both in the 3rd round were exchanging solid body shots. So I think that was one of the better rounds for Tony.
But Cindy Barton has it as a shutout so far through 4. Another wrap on some of Nunn's fights is that he was unexciting. He would win, but he wouldn't get the knockouts he picked up against Curry. How do you judge it so far tonight, Joe?
Well, he's definitely not laying back tonight as testament to this punches landed per round and the connect percentage. But he is being very aggressive tonight. And I'll tell you, James Toney really aggravated him during that press conference and weigh-in. So he may be taking it out on him a little bit here.
All right, here we go in the 5th round.
That's the trouble with southpaws and right-handers going against each other. Sometimes, like Tony just did, stepped on Nunn's foot.
He looked down and then backed off. Nunn did. And lands with a left. Tony now chasing him.
That's, you know, if you look at Nunn, his bread and butter punch really is that left hand up underneath. He throws it to the chin, he throws it to the solar plexus, he throws it to the liver. It's really his best punch that he's got. And Tony told me he was well aware of it and that he worked on protecting himself from it, and he has on the chin, but he's been getting into the body with it quite a bit.
And Tony's, with his reach advantage, has been able to hold off. Nunn has been able to hold off Tony with the right.
Yeah, he's strong physically. He can stick that hand out and really stop you in midstream.
Watch your head. Watch your head.
And inside, their heads come together midway through the 5th round.
Well, that's what he's got to do.
Tony punched his way out of there, and Nunn tries to shrug that off.
Well, those don't do him any justice, believe me. He threw 3 or 4 good little short punches, a few uppercuts and right hands.
And now Nunn content to let Tony punch away. Tried the uppercut with the right.
And he's talking to Angelo Dundee in his corner saying, don't worry, I'm going to get off these ropes in a second. I'm going to let him throw a few punches.
Strategy perhaps to let Tony tire himself out. Tony connects with a glancing right to the head, and back comes Nunn at him in the final minute of the 5th round. again. And Nunn lands it, comes out of there.
Great right hook by Nunn. Tony's absorbing a lot of punishment to the head here.
Oh, Nunn knew what he was doing when he laid up against the ropes there. Connects with the left to the body.
It was a nice slip underneath Nunn's left hand, and Tony went right to the body. He's got to do more of that.
But Nunn connected with the left to the head. Sneaking the punches in there now in the final 10 seconds of the 5th round.
Well, Tony made Nunn miss with quite a few punches there towards the end of this round. Some punches will take a lot of steam out of you too, and that's what he's got to hope that Nunn slows down a little bit.
I want you to move right, move right. Okay, now come on. Give me the give me the spun. Okay, now I want you moving.
This fight, we're giving it up in here. All right, show me then. Let's go out there and take over now. You hear me? Let's take over this fight. Give me a little water. Let's make our move now. We need it now. It's time to turn the steam on now.
All right, here's James Toney and Michael Nunn on the inside. Tony throws out one little uppercut, two, left hook, right hand. That one he slipped, but that's what he's got to put together on the inside. And here he goes again with the short little punches. Throwing bombs on Nunn just doesn't work.
As we reach the 6th round, if you like to look at history, Tony has never knocked out an opponent past the 5th, despite his 18 knockouts in 25 fights.
And on the other hand, Nunn's only been down one time in his career. That was in his 14th fight against Carl Jones. Other than that, he's never hit the deck. Bill Miller urging James Toney to turn it on. He goes, we've got to start taking over the fight now, because he knows each round goes by, he gets deeper and deeper in the hole.
The left hand from Nunn after the jab continued to find its mark. Just proving too elusive for Tony.
For such a tall guy, 6'1", 6'1.5", he just got down to about the 3-foot level underneath that left hook at James Toney. Shows you the agility he's got.
And a little cute left from Nunn smacked Tony in the head after that break. Midway through the 6th round now. Michael Nunn pretty much in control of this fight thus far.
Tony's got to start cutting the ring off. Nunn's starting to get a little bit more movement to his game plan here, and Tony's got to cut the ring off on him. Good right hand, left hook uppercut by Tony.
Tony with a good combination.
He's got to stay busy.
He's got to follow it up though. Why is he covering up when he has the other guy on the ropes? He's got to go after him. Just didn't press the advantage he had, Tony. And Nunn lands. A give and take rounds here in the 6th.
Look at this.
And Nunn just spins him around.
Well, Nunn ran into a little bit of a right hand there. Knocked him off balance, but he comes right back.
Nunn trying to flash some hand speed there, but Tony's landing as well. Lefts and a left to the body as well. As the 6th round comes to a close. Good round.
A little bit more action in that round for Tony, but you still gotta give Nunn that round big.
You want to get back into this thing. You want to get back into it? Okay, now's the time to make your move. All right? The guy showed you he can be hit, can't he? All right, so get back in it now. Just put some punches together.
What I like. I want you to pop, move over. When the guy comes straight at you, nail him with that left hand. Okay? Give it. I give it. Give me the water. Open him out wide.
Well, the punch stat shows again, Nunn staying just about steady. 60% landed, 68 punches thrown, 41 landed.
Okay.
73 punches thrown by Tony, but only 25 of them landing. That goes to show you the evasiveness of Michael Nunn. He's just so hard to hit.
Gotta stay busy, son.
Here we go for round 7.
Well, this fight is really slipping away from James Toney right now. He's just not been able to stick to his game plan. I know he's been trying very hard, but he just can't pull off what he wanted to do, and that's to pin Nunn and land a lot of shots on him.
The quickness of Michael Nunn really showing here tonight. Remember, Tony's never lost. Then again, he's never fought a Michael Nunn.
His toughest competition today was Murky Sosa, who he really gave a boxing lesson to in Atlantic City, in his hometown. But to date, that's been his toughest opponent. Murky rated in the top 5. Great right hand by Tony right there.
Continues to jab away, waiting for that lefty opening. And Tony landing those short little punches inside when they're close. Well, Warren to keep the punches up. And Tony connecting.
All right, James throwing some good combinations there, and this is the type of pressure he's got to keep up. He's got to win a round and get back in this fight. Landed a good right hand on that.
But he doesn't press the attack when he does that, Joe. Backs off. And allows Nunn to do what he's doing right now. Come right back at him. And a left connects from Nunn.
Well, this is what Nunn's people meant by Tony being one-dimensional, that he couldn't change his style to adapt to Nunn. He's doing basically the same thing he does in all of his fights. But so far, this has been Tony's best round. I think he's landed some good shots, just like that right hand.
And Nunn tries to come right back at him, and now he does.
Oh, good
Good right hand from Tony.
Oh, that left hand to the body just hurt Tony. He is in trouble right now. There goes Nunn throwing those great shots to the head.
He's saying, come on, boy.
Come on, boy. He wants to beat him up for that trouble Tony was giving him earlier in the day. Nunn told me after the weigh-ins, he said, I'm going to punish this Tony for what he did to me at the weigh-in.
And now they just stare at each other, say a few more words. See the bridge up in the distance? There are people standing along the entire span of that bridge watching this fight here in Davenport, Iowa.
That's what I want. That's the only way we're gonna get back in this fight. We gotta fight this guy. You hear me? We got the dog in.
Smack him. Okay, baby. Give me.
All right, here's early in the round when Tony had some of his best flurries, landed that right hand after he slipped Nunn's punch. Square on the jaw. Here's later on, towards the end of the round, Nunn landing 3-4 punches. This is after he had Tony backed up from that body shot. There goes Nunn, start talking. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. He's talking to him and throwing the punches out. You can read his lips. Of course, that's not the first time I've heard Michael Nunn say that.
Punches through 7 rounds. Nunn's thrown a few more, but connected percentage with a lot more.
54% to 31 on the CompuBox.
As we start the 8th round.
Well, Nunn calling his own timeout there to wipe his feet. Tony obliged him for a second and said, what the heck am I doing? And jumped right back into the fight.
Right. Referee didn't call a time.
Nope. Goes back to that old saying, protect yourself at all times when that bell rings.
That's right. Tony.
Mike Nunn turned into a right-handed stance. Why he did that, I wouldn't know. He's been so successful in this southpaw stance. He turned right-handed and caught a good right hand off his chin from Tony. Tony pressing a little bit more here. He landed a good right hand to the belly and then kind of double him over for a second.
Left to the side from Tony. Now Nunn up against the ropes and over the top. And Nunn taking it from Tony. Acting like his idol of years gone by, Muhammad Ali. Couple short left to the head, the right to the body as well. Tony with the right uppercut. Final minute of the 8th round, some good action. Tony landing in a couple of rolls and the left hand. Tony's had his moments, he just hasn't been able to follow them up. And Tony lands a good right hand again. Good round for James Toney.
Nunn yanked him by the hand and spun him and hit him at the same time.
And now Tony ducking away from the punches. Tony with another right hand. Nunn's walked into a couple of those, Joe.
Yeah, this is definitely his best round. He's landed his hardest shots in this round.
Yeah, good round for James Toney here in the 8th.
Well, you got to give James a lot of credit. He is James Toney a lot of credit. He's been consistent.
Get the heck off of there.
And it's finally paying off for him.
All right, let's see how Cindy Barton has it through 8. Cindy?
Well, as you can see, I have Nunn winning 79-73 to Tony. Round 5, Nunn was landing some devastating headshots, and round 6 was a give-and-take round. Nunn still decisively won. And round 8, I gave for Tony. I thought that was a real clear-cut round for him.
I think Joe and I would agree with you right there, Cindy.
Stop going in.
Total punches in that 8th round. You can see the percentages were even, and Tony threw more punches. So that bears out the way we all thought it should be scored.
Here's Nunn when he was laying up against the ropes. Something he likes to do to let a man wear himself out. But look at this.
How far back have you seen a guy lean over the ropes?
Well, those ropes are awful loose, and that really aids Michael Nunn.
9th round. Let's see if Tony can follow up the good round he had in the 8th.
Well, the CompuBox has Tony landing 51% to Nunn's 32% of power shots in that 8th round.
Yeah. But he's so far behind apparently in the scorecard. He's got to keep it going. What he started in the 8th.
He's going to have to keep it going, and to catch up to Nunn, he's going to have to hurt him. He's going to have to knock him down. He's going to have to get back into this fight by hurting Michael Nunn.
Well, Tony connected. He pushed Nunn back. It's Tony chasing Nunn. Nunn not able to land as many jabs as he did earlier. Although he does there.
Tony kind of leaning away and riding those jabs out. He's really not walking into solid jabs. He's got a little hip to what Nunn's doing. He's trying to move that head and shoulders a little bit more now. But he's still not getting close enough to hit Nunn with the body or head. There he goes.
Although he did there.
Right.
And again with a right. Toney connecting with a right. And Toney going after Nunn here. But can he keep it going here? Nunn looking over towards his corner is caught with an uppercut. And another right from Toney. Nunn coming back, landing. And Nunn trying to make a comeback here in the 9th round. And the crowd's behind him. But a strong start to the round. And here goes Toney after him again.
Toney's taking some shots that guys like Donald Curry, Callum Bay, and a lot of other top-notch middleweights haven't been able to take.
Toney's showing something in the latter rounds here.
He sure has. Boy.
And Toney after him again. Toney with a strong right. And catches him with a glancing left as Nunn falls back. Exciting 9th round. And the right hand from Toney. Oh, strong right from the challenger. Oh, he goes after Nunn again. What another big round from James Toney.
What a brave performance by James Toney.
That's what we're going to have to.
Toney has some fans with him who have come from Michigan, and they're on their feet right now.
You can put this down his back. You can put this down in the back if you put some punches together like that. If you put him on his back, if you put your punches together.
Let's go
like
back to a couple of
now.
replays here. Toney on the inside, probably having his best time of the round right here. Uppercut, right hand. Misses with the left hook. On top with the right. Missing with the last few punches there, but definitely flurrying. And he had other moments in that round where he landed some great shots on Nunn, especially after taking a few shots of his own. Here comes Nunn now. Body to head with the hook. Toney misses with the counter. Nunn going back out with the jab. Uppercut, hook, uppercut, left hand. Toney also riding a lot of punches out here. But there were a lot of punches during that round that they both landed solidly.
And Nunn comes right after him to start the 10th. Angelo Dundee was telling him you can put this guy on his back. Well, that remains to be seen. Two very strong rounds put together by the challenger. And Toney gets a right hand in there.
Toney with that left uppercut.
Toney comes back with the right.
He's surprising. He looks like he's almost fading in a way, and then he comes back. It looks like he's playing possum at times. James Toney comes back and
looks like he's
shots.
setting the tempo here in this round.
Well,
right hand from Toney, and another one, but that was a glancing blow. And he's got Nunn on the run here.
Well, he's definitely got Nunn's respect because Nunn's retreating, but yet he does that every so often in the rounds and comes back hard himself.
In your history with Nunn, have you seen a challenger piece together the couple of rounds that Toney has done here?
Well, I'll tell you, not after taking as much punishment as James Toney took early and coming back this strong. This is truly an amazing fighter, James Toney, and deserves a lot of credit. Punches like that I've seen guys go out with. James Toney belongs in the top echelon of the middleweight division with this performance tonight.
Final minute of the 10th round. Not many people thought it would go this far, Joe.
A lot of people thought Toney was in over his head. And he might be as far as the scorecards are concerned. But as far as heart and courage and talent, he's right up there.
And the last few rounds have been his. Connects with another left hand. Oh, right hand from Toney.
Toney's got a lot of starch left on his right hand.
Nunn sneaks a left in there. 10 seconds to go in the 10th round.
Toney's really landed some real hard shots.
And another one. Another right hand from Toney as the round comes to a close.
Wow.
How you feeling?
I'll tell you what, they're not going to call Michael Nunn born anymore after this.
We're running out of rounds. We got to dog this man. We got to go out there and fight him all night the rest of the way. We can't give up nothing else. We need every round.
Now, Mike, you only got 6 minutes, son. Don't be sloppy on me. And don't go reaching. Get these eyes out there. And don't go reaching. I don't want you reaching. I want you pop, pop, move over. Move to your right. See, the guy's trying to step on your feet, right? Okay. Let's go. You're too small for this guy. Mouthpiece. I got it. There we go. Pop, pop. Move over.
How about the conditioning of James Toney? He's been using some of that high-tech conditioning that Evander Holyfield used.
It's definitely paid off from the high-tech training that he's been through, because he's taken such a pounding in the early rounds. For him to be this strong late is a testament to that training.
I think more people will go to that kind of style, perhaps. Here we are in the 11th round. Toney's come on strong in the 8th and 9th. Had a good 10th as well. You know, it wouldn't be popular, but strategically it would be in Nunn's behalf to dance away for a couple of rounds and not try to mix it up with Toney.
Well, that's what Dundee wants him to do. He says he wants him to pop, pop, move. He says you're too smart for this guy. Don't reach for him. Don't get caught by stupid punches like you did with those counter right hands, because he was reaching with his left. Toney really teeing off on that.
And Toney swings and misses, and both of them on the ropes. Toney nearly went flying over. Oh! Lands him with a right.
Great right hand. Toney's got a high ratio of knockouts in his 20-some-odd fights, and Michael Nunn's proven he can take a great shot, because he's got him.
And pushes Nunn into the ropes.
Well, just as I said, he took a great shot. He got hit with a great right hand and went reeling back, but I think it was more off balance.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, Joe, but it was a good hand. Oh! Another right from Toney. Just the second time in his career.
He is out. He is hurt. I don't know if he's going to get up. He is out of his feet. That is it. I don't see him getting up. Oh, my God.
He's up at 10.
What a great left hand.
Challenger.
Oh.
Down.
That is it. How can he stop it? That's it. The fight's over.
James Toney's done it.
James Toney wins the title. Unbelievable! What a left hook he got caught with. Oh, my. Well, that was the only way he was going to win this fight, Len. James Toney is so exhausted, he can't believe it. He is out cold as much as Nunn is right now. They got to drag him off the floor.
James Toney is the IBF middleweight champion of the world, stunning previously undefeated Michael Nunn. Nunn losing for the first time in his hometown here, his first loss in his 37 professional fights.
It was that dogged pursuit by James Toney. He didn't give up. He never stopped. He listened to his corner, and Nunn didn't. He got sloppy at the end.
And this crowd is standing stunned. Toney said he would win, and he's backed up his words. For the first time in his career, he's knocked out an opponent after the 5th round, and what an opponent it is, Michael Nunn, knocking him out in the 11th. Toney yelling to those supporters we mentioned before who made the trip from his home in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Let's go to ring announcer Michael Buffer. Let's get the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 2 minutes, 14 seconds of the 11th round. The referee stops the bout. The winner by TKO and new IBF middleweight champion of the world, James